What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Washington Capitals. Who would have thought? I said this in my preview for the series. Who would have thought these two teams would be battling it out for the Stanley Cup? Vegas, the Cinderella story, the expansion team all the way to the Stanley Cup, versus the Washington Capitals, Ovechkin and Backstrom and company finally making it to the finals. And after Game 1, the Vegas Golden Knights take it 6-4 to take a 1-0 lead in the series. T-Mobile Arena was just rocking. I have my notes here in front of me. I usually do these reviews for other games, mostly Leaf games, so I'm going to try to use the same style as I do for Leaf games. If you like it, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. I talk about all teams. I've got a really cool video coming tomorrow as well, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. So let's get straight into this game. It was nuts. I thought going into this game that it was going to be a goalie battle, but boy, it was the complete opposite, and that's no diss to the goaltenders. And speaking of goalies, let's get to the two starters, Braden Holtby versus Marc-Andre Fleury in this game. So starting off with Braden Holtby, he had 33 shots against, 5 goals against for 28 saves. So he did make some big saves. There was maybe a couple he could have had, but there was some sloppy play here by both teams. It was a good game for the most part because of a lot of scoring, but there's always going to be a bit of, the feeling out process, especially in this final. I expect this game to be the highest scored game, and I'm just saying that right now. I do not expect it to be another 6-goal, 4-goal, 6-4 game. I don't think it's going to be like that, so we'll give the goalies a break on this one because they have both been fantastic, and we both know Holtby and Fleury have been great in their careers. So we'll give them a pass. Marc-Andre Fleury, who got the win, 28 shots against, 4 goals against for 24 saves. So again, not the greatest night for him. He made some pretty big saves, and I got to give credit to Holtby as well. He did make some nice saves. Both goalies had their opportunities, but both teams were just scoring on every chance they could get. So the scoring got started with Colin Miller on the power play about 7 minutes in. The arena was rocking. I cannot believe Vegas is here. Every time I just keep thinking about this, I'm like, damn, I can't believe Vegas is in the final, and they got it started right away. Miller scoring on the power play. You got to take advantage of special teams. If you get a chance to score on the power play, you get a chance to do that, you do it. Then it would take a little bit longer for the Capitals to get going as Brett Connolly would deflect. I believe it was a deflection. He would deflect a shot in for his 5th goal of the playoffs, as I believe it says here. And you know what? I knew Washington would have to get a goal back, and I was thinking, okay, you know what? It's going to end 1-1. These teams were going back and forth. They were both getting their chances. Although at the beginning of the game, the Washington Capitals were being outshot like 5 or 6-0, maybe even 7-0 at the beginning. So Vegas was really, putting on the pressure, and I can't believe I even forgot to mention this. That intro, they've got a long intro, and they weren't dropping the puck anytime soon. It was like 8 o'clock start, Eastern time. I was like, man, this game isn't starting. That intro was really long, but these teams wasted no time getting into it. Like I mentioned, Miller and then Connolly. And then Backstrom would come in to make it 2-1. He would score his 5th of the postseason as well. I believe it was a backhand. So the Capitals were like, okay, let's go. We got our feet now. We're scoring goals. And the Vegas Golden Knights were kind of like, damn, you know what? We got to get back into this. And look who it is. Wild Bill, baby. He would tie the game. We all know Vegas Golden Knights coverage is going to love that. He's going to be singing that Wild Bill song, and I'm going to love it. I hope he does sing it, because if he doesn't, I'll be disappointed. But I really love the guy. I give him shout-outs all the time. But that Wild Bill, he tied up the game. Of course, Carlson matched his goal total, or actually beat his goal total, I believe, from when he was playing with Columbus for the season before last. No, it was last season. Because this season he scored 40, of course, or 43, whatever he scored. But he scored more goals. He has scored more goals in these playoffs than he did in a full season with Columbus, I believe. Could be wrong there. I think Gio said that. So in our group chat, we've been throwing stats all around. But tie game. Going into the second period, it would be 2-2, and I'm thinking, man, the goals gotta stop now. The goaltenders are going to be better. And again, it wasn't all their fault, but the scoring kept coming. Riley Smith would score his 3rd. Damn, all these teams that let go of their players, I bet you they're pretty upset now seeing these guys ripping goals in the Stanley Cup. But it would make it 3-2 for Vegas, but then Washington would waste no time. Carlson scored a really nice goal. The play was kind of sloppy, but also nice at the same time. They made a couple really nice passes. Oshie and Backstrom made good plays, but Oshie was really good in this game. I think even they were saying it on the panel on Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada. Oshie looked real good, and I would have to agree. I think Nick Kypreos was really driving that home. I think he was very, very good tonight. Of course, Washington couldn't get the victory, but Oshie was really, really good in my opinion. But again, it would be a tie going into the third period. For the longest time, I'm thinking, man, this could really go into overtime. It's been a really hard-fought game, and I know I'm going to forget about this, so I want to mention it now. And I know it didn't happen till after a little bit of, some goals in place here, but I want to know your guys' thoughts on, first of all, the Wilson hit on Marchessault. I think that was brutal. That's a very late hit. It's like a charge and roughing and everything you can think of. Wilson has been very bad when it comes to those dirty hits. I do not like him when it comes to the hits that he lays. I think he's a lot more talented than what he plays like. And I really hope he cleans up his game. But also David Perron jumping the bench and trying to maybe blindside Alexander Ovechkin. Usually that's a pretty hefty suspension of usually 10 games. So is Perron, even though he hasn't been effective in these playoffs, I don't think he's scored once. Is Perron going to get something? He did hop the bench and go after Ovechkin. And you have to think Wilson, they got to at least look at something there. That was a bad hit. Of course, you can get penalized. I don't think you can get suspended for something like that because I don't think it was a headshot really. But he's got to get maybe fined. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I didn't like either of those plays. Moving on, Tom Wilson would open up the scoring. Of course he would in the third period, about a minute in. His fourth of the playoffs. And again, like I said, he is very talented. He is more talented than people give him credit for, but at the same time, he's so dirty that you kind of just forget all that stuff. But he obviously scored this before the hit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he did, but regardless, the hit shouldn't have happened. Then Reeves would score about a minute and a half later, and that would be his second. He's scoring big goals. That was a real nice one. Reeves would get that goal. I was real happy for him. He potted it. I believe the puck was kind of rolling, but he potted upstairs. Real nice goal. Then Nosek would score his second of the playoffs, and then he would put the empty netter in for his third of the playoffs, giving Vegas the 6-4 victory. Washington almost tied it at the very end. I believe Eller was out front. He just missed a wide open cage. I think McNabb was the one who kind of stuck his stick in there and made sure that play wouldn't go in the back of the net. But let me know what you guys think about this crazy game one. These playoffs are going to be awesome if the games continue to be this wild. I really would like to see a more close game, a goalie matchup, maybe an overtime, couple games like that. I want to see it go 7 games. I gotta admit, I think I want Ovechkin to win the Stanley Cup, but I would not be upset if Vegas won either. So let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna win, Vegas or Washington? Washington loses. Vegas wins game 1 to take a 1-0 series lead. The crowd was rocking outside. Neil from Post to Post was at that game outside. Shout out to him. Go subscribe to Post to Post if you haven't already. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Go subscribe to Vegas Golden Knights coverage as well. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.